Hey, 7th grade, welcome back. I hope to see a lot of the images that we had to draw 9 different times. Looking forward to taking pictures of those. You guys that are at home, if you want to send those to the email address your teacher put on the Google Classroom, feel free to send them. I've been getting a ton in already, so I'll try to put those out on social media as soon as I can. For today's sketch, you're going to need a picture, so we're going to use our Chromebook in class, so you'll be able to look up something on the computer, and just a pencil for right now. It's actually going to be a 2-part project, so we're going to do the line drawing this week, and next week we're going to do the color version of it as well. So let's get started.
All right, 7th grade. So here we go. So the first thing we're going to need to do is you're going to have to Google search for an animal eye. So here is the one that I have selected. If you put in animal eye and Google search image for those, you are going to find a ton of them. I might even have another one on here. All right, so lots of different animals. Select an eye. Oop, this one goes this way. Select an eye that you think you want to be able to draw. We're going to draw it pretty much as big as you see it in front of us here. All right, I even found this one here that's got all different kinds. Let's see, I think that one goes that way. So all different kinds of individual eyes. Pick something that's interesting. Something that's got some texture to it. Even something like this is pretty nice. This one's missing a whole lot. This one's missing a whole lot. Even this one here. But look for something that's got some textures or some fur, or we can do some shading. Something that's got some pretty good interest to it. Okay? So I've got some different pictures here. Eventually what we want to end up with is a full page version of that eye. So we just got the pencil drawing in there. I'm going to take you through step by step here. All right. So some of these are, since they're Xerox copies, might not show up the greatest. That's not too bad. So as I'm looking at my eye here, I want to start with these features right in here. This is the center part. This is where I'm going to start looking at starting my drawing. So I've got the circle for the pupil. You know, I got the iris in there. I'm going to work my way out from along there. So if I run out of room, that's okay. This is our main focus, and then we want to get some of those details of what that animal really is. Okay? So I started working around the piece, and we're just doing a simple line drawing for right now, getting the spacing. So this way, if we don't like something, we can erase it. We can tweak it from there. All right? So then, once we get those drawn in, then we can start adding some of the details. Again, we are just doing a nice line drawing, but I started looking at some of the scales around the eye, and I wanted to get those shapes drawn in. There'll be some areas there they'll be bigger or smaller. I really want to focus. Are these exactly like the ones that are in my picture? Not 100%. But I wanted to make sure if there were larger ones, I made larger ones, and if it was smaller near certain areas, I tried to fill those in as well. And I'm going to continue doing that throughout the picture. All right, I worked my way around. I've went into looking at some of the shadows, and I don't necessarily have to have them shaded in, but for instance, there's some lights and darks around in the eye, so I wanted to make sure that I got where some of those are at. That'll help in the shading process. Even in this area right in here, kind of hard to see on camera, but I've got some darker areas and lighter areas in there that I want to show. So we want to make sure that we're getting those details in, and then I'm just kind of working my way around, adding some more of the scales. If there was a darker area, I kind of highlighted it a little bit more because I knew this was going to be a wrinkle of some sort, and I started working on getting those shading areas in. This took me a while. All right, you really want to observe the picture, but like I said, it may go off the page. So for instance, in mine, I'm not seeing the very, very top of the eye because I ran out of room, and that's okay. We want to really fill the space, and I've got a lot of detail in there anyway, so it should work out just fine. Really, this is what we're looking for next week. We want to just get in all the line details and any other details that we think will be necessary. I may group some of the areas with a light line where I think that some of the spots need to be a little lighter. But really, I'm going to have my picture here, so I'll be able to look at that when I start the coloring part. There we go. When I start the coloring part, I should be able to start filling that in. So really, we're looking at getting the line part done, and then next week we'll talk about how to color it in. All right?
All right, so just get the line part in for right now. Like I said, next week we'll start worrying about putting in the color. And if you don't have the line stuff done next week, you'll have some time to work on it. So we've got a good 2 weeks to work on this project. I want them to turn out nice, but I think this is an interesting project to show some line and some shape along with some texture in there as well. So if you got any questions, you should have my email address on there on the Google Classroom that you got this from. Make sure you ask me those questions. I can try to help out the best I can. And keep sending me pictures of your stuff. Even if it's a nice line drawing, I wouldn't mind seeing some of those before we actually get the coloring on there. So enjoy your day, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks.